So I helped start the organization. I worked with them for 4 years. We went and hunted child molesters. One of the things that I noticed was a recurring issue in this world of child molestation is that people in yeshiva were so sexually repressed. They were so cut off from the idea of identifying with their bodies and understanding the processes that they had to figure out a way to vent them. And that created this environment where older and more mature adults who were understanding their sexual processes more were using younger children to the extent that they were destroying their lives just because they were taught.
You have the mentality of a Hollywood superstar. I'm sorry to tell you, you have no idea what you're talking about in regards to sexuality, in regards to psychology, in regards to Torah, in regards to anything for that matter, because everything that you're saying is simply one big mistake.
I could say the same about you, but I could say the same about you.
I have facts to back me.
And now you have facts to back me.
I'm sorry you don't.
I sure do.
What you're saying,
we can sit down and have a longer conversation. I'd love to.
No, it's not about a long conversation. It's that if you're going to challenge the Torah, you have to come with more. These are rabbinic
I'm not challenging the Torah. I'm challenging the rabbinical sources that you're citing.
A mitzvah of wasting seed is a rabbinical mitzvah. It's just silly. It says it countless times in the Torah, starting already with Sefer Bereshit. I just used one source. I can give you over 3,000 sources. The point being is that we're not going to have enough time.
Emissions happen naturally.
One thing has nothing to do with the other.
Sure it does. If our body's doing that naturally, then why would God do that?
Your body is urinating. Does that mean you should urinate in the middle of the street?
If your body, if you can't control a nocturnal emission, you're saying you can train it over
you can't control
long periods of time.
No, not long periods of time.
I know from my yeshiva years that nobody was able to control it.
I'm sorry for your yeshiva, and I'm sorry for them to have you as a student. But I'm telling you, if you come to my yeshiva, you're not going to have that problem.
Right, because I assume that you use fear.
No, I use Torah.
Which is fear. You said at the beginning that if you learn Torah, the longer you learn Torah, the more terrifying it is.
Because it's true, it's free, it's
right,
scary.
So it's fear.
If HaKadosh Baruch Hu can kill you at any moment, isn't that scary?
And this is what you were saying about teaching children at the age of 6, that they should,
about Gehenna, said that.
Scare them.
Yes.
So authoritarianism. Teach them to worship out of fear.
No, it's called Yirat Shamayim.
Okay.
Yirat Shamayim means fear of God. If you're not afraid of God, there's something wrong with you. That means you think you are God. If you think you are God, then you should start your own religion, maybe have some followers. There's another guy with a longer hairstyle. He also started a new religion. It's called Jesus. He started, he didn't have a good end. Gemara says that he has a nice bath right now, but tzo'aro tachat. He's taking a nice bath in boiling feces. He started a new religion too. He was Jewish too, just like you.
And he also inspired people who sit there and at the same pulpit and with the same vehemence, they say the same information, just the same, except spreading a completely different story.
First of all, it's not the same information. And you cannot compare Christianity to Judaism in one iota, because it's faulty on all different levels. But this is not the class, regardless. Let's try to keep it on topic.
Let's go on to the next. If you starve it, it will be satiated. Meaning, if you only use it in a permissible way, your body will no longer have the same need as it did when you weren't starving it, when you were satiating it. Which means you can go to sleep naturally, comfortably, without having a fear in the world that seed will come out. Even though, in the past you were. But after you've trained your body again and retrained it, and it's no longer addicted, it's no longer addicted to releasing a seed, what happens? Nothing. You go to sleep like a regular person.
Maybe my question wasn't clear, but my question was more, if it's a natural occurring process, and you're saying you can train your body to control it and to avoid it.
No, what you're doing is by wasting seed, you are training it to do that. By not wasting seed, you're training it not to do it. I was having nocturnal emissions when I was 13 before I knew what masturbation was, even the word.
Right,
you're going through puberty.
Right, so it's a natural process.
It's a natural process to spit. Doesn't mean
so are we saying that Hashem made a mistake there? Are we saying that
the mistake
that nocturnal emissions are unnatural, that we should be sexually repressing ourselves?
No. See, if you actually, instead of reading Moreh Nevuchim, you should have gone to Kita Aleph. Kita Aleph.
I've been there. I've done that one.
Right on one aspect that, yes, it is a natural thing and it is what you were created for. But you were created to do it in a permissible way.
According to rabbinical opinion.
No, according to the Torah.
Maybe
No.
Depending on scientific precedent.
According to the Torah. Not rabbinical opinion. According to the Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Shofech dam ha'adam ba'adam damo yishafech. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wrote in the Torah, his words, not mine, not Yaron Reuven.
We have to extrapolate from that and understand exactly what he meant, what the text meant, depending on how you translate it and adopt it to mean whatever you need it to mean.
No, it says it 57 times.
No, I understand.
The commandments don't change if science decides and says that now, this is no.
That's not my point. My point is that all of the sources that were provided today with regard to specific curses and specific attributions, or what occurs if you partake in the sin, are all rabbinical opinions. They've all been cited based off of rabbinical authorities.
Based off Torah sources.
But they're basing it off of Torah sources. But their opinions of what happens if you were to do this is their opinion.
Christians or Hindus.
Right, you're imposing it on other people who don't believe that.
We're
In other words, I don't believe it, right? So is it your responsibility to rebuke me and to ridicule me? And to
No, actually, you were not allowed. We're not allowed to help you.
warn me until I hit you?
No, you were not allowed to help.
No, I'm saying you.
I'm telling you, I'm not allowed to help you.
You're not allowed to help.
No, you're considered a mean.
Okay.
A mean is somebody that causes other people to go against Hashem. Even if you wanted to do tshuva, I can't help you.
Okay.
You're in that category. So that means that you, if you want to do tshuva, you have to do by yourself.
But I'm not talking about me, per se. I'm talking about people who don't necessarily believe in what you're saying. A lot of people don't believe in what you say.
A lot of people don't believe a lot of things until they believe
I
it.
just posted a picture of you on Facebook, and they're like, why would you listen to that, Rabbi? This is all of most of my religious friends.
Like I said, you're a mean.
No, so I understand, but I'm saying that a lot of people don't follow what you're saying about this topic.
There are 8 billion people.
So you're saying that everyone here should impose what you're saying. They should impose it onto other people.
There's something called Torah.
It's his extrapolation.
No, it's not. That's the thing.
It's 100% his interpretation because no other rabbi did
That's
that.
what. Of course they do say that.
Go
Source.
with, listen.
That's what the sources are for.
Many people do.
Like I said, you are somebody that even if you said you want to do tshuva, we're not allowed to help you. Amin, amachti arabim, anapikors, all the wonderful definitions in the Torah, you have. There's a whole section about you in the Rambam, Ilchot Tshuva. And he talks wonderful things about you. What kind of genom you're going to have. They're going to bathe you in Tzoarot Tachat. What are they going to do to you? You and Yeshu are going to have your own villa together.
And rabbis who don't know how to respond, and rabbis don't know how to engage, and how to have an intellectual dialogue respond like this.
This is not an...
That's all right.
No, see, when
No,
you
the-
put
the
my
problem
brothers in...
is- The problem is that you don't have the capacity to have a respectful dialogue with somebody
Capacity?
who's challenging you on an intellectual level.
You're a kofel by yourself. You're a heretic of
You're
yourself.
justifying that action.
No, you're
How
doing
can
the
you
same
say- How
thing.
can you say what you're doing?
Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Everybody that has an
Everyone does do it.
idea.
And all I'm saying-
Everybody has
all
an
I'm saying
idea,
is that
shares the
your
idea. The
premise
difference
is
is I have an
predicated-
obligation.
Sure, but
You
your
just
premise-
have no reason to
Your
exist.
premise is predicated on you said at the beginning